And we are live on you.
Yay! Praise be to Allah, Sister Shireen. OMG. Working it out up here with Master the Science of Business. That's what's up. So maybe this is what we need to be doing, right? So let me go to our Facebook Live. Is it possible for you to send me the link, Sister Shireen, so we can cut and paste?
Let's see.
Praise be to Allah.
Okay, I just put it in. I just sent it in the email.
All righty.
I'll put it in the chat box over here. Just test it and make sure that that's what it's doing. And
You sent it to my personal email.
I did.
All right.
Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Welcome, 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 welcome to our first live episode on YouTube. This is our fourth year, our 18th session. We have been going Facebook Live for 3.5 years, and all of a sudden is not happening today. So we are on YouTube, which was the plan anyways, to eventually come to YouTube. So welcome to Master the Science of Business, Mind and Money Matters live show, where we are coming to you representing the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. We come straight out of Message to the Black Man, where the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that in the original charter of Howard University, it is written that we are never to be taught the science of business, or actually it states the science of warfare and the science of birth control, which Honorable Ms. Lord Farrakhan teaches us is the science of business. And birth control includes the science of mating. So there is no wonder why we have deficits in these areas in our community. So we come to you with Mind and Money Matters, coming from business owners from our community on various levels and various industries. Each month, we dedicate to one of the 9 ministries. And this month, we are dealing with the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. We just came out of, for the month of April, we dealt with Black business partners and power couples. Prior to that, in March, we dealt with Black women in business. And prior to that, we dealt with the Ministry of Information and the Ministry of Agriculture. So as we move forward, the next month we'll go into the Ministry of Arts and Culture. In the month of June and the month of July is the Ministry of Education. So thank you for following us and keeping up with us. And yes, we had to switch platforms. So thank you for switching over and joining us. So Brother Jahi, it doesn't, I don't know, Brother Jahi, are you in ready to come on? If not, I will introduce our dear Sister Sandy Buford Muhammad of Soul Wisdom International. And Sister Sandy, she is that spiritual glue, that person that just helps to keep us balanced and leveled. She is out in the community, inspiring our people to get their mind right. Like, get your mind right and ready for business. Like, who would have thought that you needed some kind of mental stability to be able to function in business. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you our dear sister, Sister Sandy Buford Muhammad.
Praise be to Allah. Sister Shireen, I'm excited. We're on YouTube live. I mean, oh my goodness, we have been promising you all that we're gonna change.
We had to be forced. We had to be forced to come to YouTube. Isn't that something? Praise be to Allah.
Oh, Allah. We are officially live. I am so grateful to you, Sister Shireen, because it took you really studying this platform and combining what we do with Zoom, with Facebook. And it's so beautiful. I'm looking at it on my other device. It is so beautiful. I am so excited. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful to Allah for you, for Brother Jahi, and this service that we are offering to our community. You know, Master the Science of Business and My Money Matters radio show started as a thought. Sister Shireen and Brother Jahi, they desired to bring information and showcase those who are in our community who are doing the daggone thing. You know, we don't get a chance to see that as often as we would like. There are many people who are showcasing. We're not the only ones. However, the more of us that do it, the more of us know about those that are doing it, if that makes sense, right? So all of us need to be saying and talking about there are people who are business owners who have great products, who are really striving to present the best of themselves, and phenomenal places and products and things to see and be and participate in. So that is one of our purposes. Of course, we are followers of the Nation of Islam, but we don't limit who we have on the show just to the Nation of Islam. It doesn't matter to us. If you are of color, you have your own business, we want you to hit us up. Make sure you message us. Send us an email to mymoneyshow@gmail.com. Let us know that you're out there. We're wanting to bring you the people who listen to our platform, which are many, so they'll know who you are. So only Brother Jahi can do the economic program, Muhammad's, only he's able to do that. So I'm, inshallah, hopefully be the will of Allah, he'll be able to come in before Sister Shireen and I are done to give it to you properly, because he knows this program. We are supporters of Brother Jahi when it comes to that.
You talking about the follow worldwide word on the block?
That's what I'm talking about. We need him to just bring it on in, or text us what he want us to say so we make sure we get it correct. All right. Praise be to Allah. So I am your sister, Sandy Buford Muhammad of Soul Wisdom International. There are so many reasons why I am excited. We are excited here at Master the Science of Business, My Money radio show today, because it is officially the first day of Ramadan for 2019. Wow. I was just sharing with Sister Shireen before we officially came on the air that it is an honor to be able to participate in this Ramadan. It means so much. And if you are interested in participating with us, it is a time of unity. It is a time of prayer. It's a time of submission. It is a time of reflection. It's a time of recommitting yourself to yourself and what you say you believe. It is a time of getting down on your knees and saying thank you, or standing up, whichever way you prefer to pray or do submission to that one that created the heavens and the earth. This is that time, and we spend 30 days in this manner, in this submissive like state, to reflect back on our life and petition to God Almighty, Allah. These are the things we aspire to achieve in this coming year. We also we decide that we are going to give up something. We choose something that we abstain from throughout that month. It's a sacrifice that we make. So if you're interested in doing something like this, come on board. You're welcome. It's not limited to just Muslims. It is, I have my friends that are doing Ramadan with me. Every year they do Ramadan with me. So come on board and do this with us. We fast from sun up to sundown. So anything, there he is. You if you need to have something to drink or something to eat before the sun come up, you're welcome to do that. As long as the sun is up during the day, we are praying, we are humbling ourselves, we are abstaining from profanity. Look it up online. It's some good stuff out there that's telling you about Ramadan. I don't have to go through the whole thing, but we are abstaining until the sun go down, and then we break fast at that moment with prayer, with our family, and with good, healthy food. So I wanted to let you know too, of course, we have the Reiki workshop, which is coming up this weekend. And it's Mother's Day, that day that, in the United States and across the world, they celebrate Mother's Day. So I don't have anyone registered yet. So if no one registered is perfect, please go to the website Soul Wisdom INTL, as Brother Jahi stretch out there in the beautiful sunlight. Please go to Soul Wisdom INTL .com and look up the other dates that are coming up. We have them scheduled all throughout the month of the year of 2019. So make sure you do that. And I also just wanted to share with you today, the first day of Ramadan, we read a chapter in the a surah in the Holy Quran, and it's broken down into 30 surahs. So each day we complete one reading, and today's reading is the opening. The very first chapter of the Holy Quran. So without further that my brother is here. I would like to, Sister Shireen, if you don't mind, to go ahead and bring him up so that we can get our Falah Worldwide word on the block, and then he can do the honor. Praise be to Allah, bringing you up so but beautifully as he does for both of us. So our beloved brother, Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad, you hear the name. It is officially on his birth certificate, Mr. Communicator, in quotes, just like that. Jahi Chinquinde, Mr. Communicator Muhammad. He calls me the ergophile. Wait. We call him the ergophile. He's the ergophile. He's the master of words. Logophile. Brother Jahi, I done made you Mr. Kinesiologist, logophile.
That's what he calls you.
Well, I'm calling him that today. How about that? We're switching. I'm the logophile and he's the ergokinesiologist. How about that? Oh, wow. He's always in the community working hard, y'all. He say, and Sister Shireen got 15 jobs. He got 16 jobs. He's always in the community. He knows a godzillion people. He can connect us as he has and brought so many phenomenal guests to the show. We appreciate him. And he's out in the beautiful nature. Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful background with us. Our beloved brother, business partner, master, the science of business, co-founder, Brother Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, business scientists. Thank you all for tuning in. I've been here all along, but we have to let the people know. We have to propagate and promulgate on the other platform to let them know that we were here. So that's what we were doing. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another episode from the definitive podcast for Black business bodaciousness. And that's Mind and Money Matters live show. Today is May the 6th, and this is the first episode from us with the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. And it just so happened, we're making the switch. So we're doing Facebook Live, not Facebook, we're doing YouTube Live. Facebook is not showing us any love, but we're not crying no crocodile tears. It's all good. The show goes on, and we thank you all for tuning in. We thank you all for watching. However you're watching this podcast, you're in for a treat this afternoon with the illustrious guests that we have. So I want to run through Follow Worldwide Word on the Street real quick because I know Our guests have been patiently waiting as we got the rejection from the other platform. So we switched to this platform. Final call. You know that. You know how we do it. Final call. This is a collector's issue, so you want to get this issue in your hands as soon as possible. This is On This Rock. This was the issue from the current issue of the Final Call newspaper, which has our dearly beloved student minister Abdul Rahman Akil Muhammad, who made his transition 2 weeks ago today back to Allah. And there's a dynamic series of articles in this paper on the life of Minister Abdul Rahman Muhammad. We have a podcast this week in the final call. This week in the final call, you can go to number one program on YouTube, number one program on YouTube, and Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad on Facebook, and check out that podcast this week in the final call. And also, if you're looking to get your current issue of the final call newspaper, there's several places that you can get them. You can go to any Muhammad Mosque, any Nation of Islam Muhammad Mosque, and pick up your copy of the Final Call newspaper. You can see the plethora of FOI and MGT that are in your communities, work with you, live in your communities, go to school with you, whatever area of society you are in, we are there also, and we have these dynamic issues of the Final Call on us. Just ask. If we haven't already asked you, usually we're the first ones to ask you. Final call, my sister. Final call, my brother. So if we have not asked you and you see us, you can definitely ask, and we have that issue or that copy for you. Here in Atlanta, if you're on the south side, you can go by Muhammad Mosque number 15, which is at 3642 Camilton Road. 3642 Camilton Road, right there next door to the Auto Zone. And Rick's Beauty and Barber Shop. Everybody know Rick's. So we're right next door to Rick's Beauty and Barber on Camilton Road. And if you're also south side and you're further south, you can, if you're in the Riverdale, Clayton County area, you can go by Georgia Highway 138, an intersection of 138 and Georgia Highway 85. And the Clayton County Study Group, FOI, are out there every day from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. with your final call and other items that you want for the enhancement of your life. And if you're on the east side of town in Lithonia, the Black Dot Cultural Center. So there's a few locations that you can pick up your current issue. And if you are our millennials, or if you're like the electronic version, you can also go to finalcalldigital.com, finalcalldigital.com, and get your copy of the Final Call newspaper. And as I said, this month we're highlighting the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, which is one of the 9 ministries that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan advanced to us at the Millions More movement in 2005. So let me give you the description of what the Ministry of Trade and Commerce is. The Ministry of Trade and Commerce is responsible for the growth and development of the business and economic interests of the society. This ministry is dynamic in nature, relying on the input of the consultants with experience and success in business and economics. It analyzes the economic state of the community and develops programs and policies for growth and stability on the basis of the needs of the community. It translates skills, talents, and interests of the community into viable revenue streams and works with the Ministry of Education to encourage entrepreneurship. And I give you that definition, that perspective, which we will every Monday this month. And we would like for you to join the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. Sister Sandy, Sister Shireen, and I are the points of contact for the Ministry of Trade and Commerce here in Atlanta. And we would love for you to be a member of it. You don't have to be local. If you are local, that's fantastic. We definitely want local, those who are interested in business or interested in taking your business to the next level, and you want to be a member of the Ministry of Trade and Commerce to help us do exactly what is laid out in this plan. You can email us here at mindmoneyshow@gmail.com. Mind, MIND, show, SHOW, at gmail.com. Mind Money Show, and let us know that you're interested in becoming a member of the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. We have some dynamic gatherings that are coming up the first weekend in June. We are expecting to hear from the Student International Representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, Minister Akbar Muhammad. He is going to do a presentation for us on business here in Atlanta. We're solidifying the location. It would either be at Cafe Ulu or some other Black-owned establishment the first weekend in June. So if you're a member of the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, you would definitely hear more about that, as well as him being a guest on the show later on this month. One other thing I want to go over real quickly: Economic Blueprint. Economic Blueprint is the beginning of the month. It's the first of the month or the first week of the month. Economicblueprint.org. 5 cents a day, 35 cents a week, $1.40 a month, $18.20 a year. 16 million of us contributed to that. That gives us $291,200,000 in a 12-month period of time in order to buy land, and the resources that we need in order to be a viable and sustainable community. Now, this is something I want you to keep on your mind. We'll go more into this as we interview our guests and in subsequent weeks. But the advantages of business ownership, I was thinking about this earlier. The advantages of business ownership. So, those of you who are thinking about starting a business or buying a business or going into business, 5 concepts that I thought about. And I won't go into detail with them right now for the sake of time, but we will discuss these with our guests and it'll come up. Independence is an advantage of being a business owner. Lifestyle is an advantage. Financial rewards is an advantage. Learning opportunities. Yeah, yeah. As you're a business owner, you're constantly learning. And the 5th concept is creative freedom and personal satisfaction, especially from those of you who are in the creative arts field. It helps you to expand and broaden. Yeah, learning opportunities, um, lifestyle. See, Sister Shireen be getting all fancy on us. I was wondering what was going on. Why is it a blank screen? Creative freedom, lifestyle, creative freedom, financial rewards. Oh, those are the 5. Independence, learning opportunities, lifestyle, creative freedom, and financial rewards. They're in no particular order, but we will be discussing those. So, it is my pleasure and honor always to introduce speaking of creatives, a very creative person, the most prolific children's book author in the nation. Our sister, who's also the producer of this show and is on those boards working out things. So if one aspect doesn't work, she's coming up with plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever it takes in order to get us make the show come on. She's an educator. She's a mother. She's as Sister Sandy says, a glam mother. I don't know what that is. They be making up words around here. A glam mother, author, a publisher, she's the most erudite member of the Master of Science of Business team. Yeah, look that up. Erudite, most erudite member, uh, multiple degreed, and all of those good things. Please welcome Sister Shireen Muhammad of Focus on the Children.
And if you focus on the children, they will be happy.
Come on now. Say that again. Say that again.
If you focus on the children, they will be happy. And
Wonderful.
happy children are productive. You know, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that fun is learning and growing. So as our children are learning and growing, and they have you by their side as parents and guardians to help to guide and nurture them, they are excited and enthusiastic, and they are functioning at the highest of their capabilities. I just wanted to bring to you the word from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and that is to say, Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
He gives the greetings. He
Ramadan
was
Kareem.
on the prayer line this morning. So you can call in to this prayer line at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning and every morning thereafter during the month of Ramadan and get inspiration, motivation, and that what you need to stick with the fast. It makes the fast so much easier. It's like 6:44 and we still rocking and rolling. We're just going to bring up our guests. I just wanted to bring you the greetings from Honorable Louis Farrakhan as he gave us the greetings this morning on the Ramadan prayer line, and to invite you to the prayer line so that you can also be inspired and motivated and to stick with the fast of Ramadan. All praises due to Allah. So Brother Jahi, please,
Alhamdulillah.
yes, because I am eager to hear from our dear brother Marcus Muhammad.
Okay, you could have kept going with it.
No, because I know I can't give him the justice that you can. I don't really know all that much about him, but he shared with us the name of his company yesterday, and I'm excited about that. So,
Yes. So, business scientists, thank you for Sister Shireen for that. Business scientists, it is our pleasure. This is again the month that we highlight the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. And I initially tried to secure Brother Marcus for, I think it was during the real estate sessions, which is December when we do those real estate investments and those types of things. But the schedules didn't quite work out. So every time I would see Brother Marcus say, hey, I didn't forget about you. We're going to have you on the show. So I had the honor of serving with him a couple of weeks ago during the janaza of the honor of student minister Abdul Rahman Akil Muhammad. And I said to him, time I saw him, I gave him the greeting. I saw him like, Brother Marcus, I'm going to have you on the show the beginning of May. And one of the reasons why is Brother Marcus has mastered a very needed skill, a very needed skill. He is a 23-year veteran, 23-year plus veteran in the plumbing industry. He went through all the courses, the different levels, and he'll explain that to those of you who are interested in going that route. Went through all the different levels and worked on some major projects in Chicago. As he talks about, one of his major projects was a high-rise building in downtown Chicago that did $2 million worth of plumbing alone. $2 million. That's a lot of piping. That's a lot of plumbing and a lot of piping. But he was a member of that team that did that. And 11 years ago, he had the faith, the wherewithal to take that knowledge that he had gained from the mastery of that, and he started ABM Plumbing Incorporated, where he now has employees and he has trucks on the road. I made the mistake yesterday of saying, "Oh yeah, I saw your truck," and he subtly and very smoothly corrected me, said, "Yes, we have trucks," which is absolutely phenomenal. I admire all of you as business people who are able to provide a living for other people through your efforts. It's one thing to be, one that strikes out and go on their own and do jobs, and you get remunerated for it. That's fantastic. That's definitely a step. But to have the responsibility of other people, they're counting on you for their livelihood. That is an awesome task. So I definitely we want to hear further from the CEO and I like it in his bio. He does everything. He's the cost estimator. He's do the paperwork, all aspects of being a business person. He said even sometimes he has to get out there and do some plumbing, some plumbing still. So please welcome to Mind and Money Matters Live show, Brother Marco Muhammad of ABM Plumbing Incorporated. Salam alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam. How you doing, family?
Doing fine. Ramadan Mubarak.
Doing fine.
Praise be to Allah. It's an honor to be on your platform today. I'm very excited.
Oh, brother, we are excited. Let me say this before we get into the questioning. I want Brother Marcus. I think I'm gonna have him write up a little blueprint. He is the consummate guest. What I mean by that, whatever we ask him for, and we have deadlines that we have to meet in order to get things out in a sufficient time. Whenever I hit up Brother Marcus for whatever we needed, it was there immediately. No waiting, didn't have to call him 3, 4 times, didn't have to remind him at time I sent it out. So it was absolutely a pleasure. Preliminaries working with you, Brother Marcus, on making this episode happen. So I just want to put that out there to future guests. Hint, hint, hint. We have deadlines. This is a business model for us, but all of us, as you heard in the beginning, we have 5, 6, 7 other projects slash businesses that we may be working on. So we allot time to do these things. So we need the information in a timely manner at a particular time so we can meet those deadlines. And you definitely helped us out. There was less headache, less stress this week, Brother Marcus. So thank you for that. I just had to put that out there. So what inquiring minds want to know on Mind and Money Matters live show is why did you choose the plumbing industry to make your fortune in?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Plumbing chose me
Okay.
because I did go away to college for a year, and college just, I mean, it just wasn't for me. You know,
Okay.
if I would have knew about organized labor prior to going to college, I probably would have never stepped foot on the college campus.
All right.
And the thing is organized labor is not being taught in the schools no more. So they taken the training from like the preliminary trade schools of carpentry and electrical and plumbing up out of the high schools. So I mean, it's like a funnel. You just gotta go to college, you know.
You know, I'm thinking. I thought Sister Shireen would have jumped in on this because we talked about that. Sister Shireen is a high school guidance counselor,
Mhm.
and those are some of the uh, issues that come up with what she says that she deals with in her everyday dealings. Uh, for the most part, administrators want to send students or groom students to go to college when we know or university, not everyone is cut out to follow that path. So the technical skills, the trade skills, and I like how you put it, you say organize. What's the term you use again?
Organized labor.
Organized labor. And from my experience, what I mean by experience is relatives and friends who are part of those trades. They pay very, very well. You can make a very good living. And unfortunately, for me, those are not things that are highlighted. So, how did you learn about that and decide of all the skills to follow the plumbing route?
Well, it was actually my mother who introduced me to it because when I came back from college, she was like, "Well, why don't you just try to go to trade school?" And I was like, I don't know nothing about it. She's like, "Well, they accepting applications at the plumbers union school." So I went down there, put in the application, and got accepted. But I'm gonna tell you how valuable it is. It's so valuable that I was the only Black in my class.
Wow.
That's exactly
Wow.
that remains so here in Atlanta. When you
Right.
go to visit these programs, and that they are free, and the apprentices programs actually pay you. They
Right.
they
Exactly.
pay you, like $10 to $13 an hour to take these classes, and you have 70% hands-on, 30% classroom.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
we're not in it, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
to encourage our students and parents to participate in these types of programs is very challenging. There has been an excellent job done on funneling us to college, which, And like the minister said, we want to go to college. If we go, we want to go and major in the majors, not majoring in the minors, right?
Exactly.
Right. So if you're going for engineering or, something that actually requires a college degree, then that's excellent. But to go for something that you could just read a book and start doing, like you can't practice medicine without having the degrees and license and all of those things. But when it comes to starting a business in plumbing, you just need the tech.
Exactly. That's right.
So, Brother Marcus, when you went down to the trade school and signed up, what apprehensions or were there any apprehensions? Because okay, with plumbing, you play in the dirt a lot. It looks like it's hard work. You know what I'm saying? So those could be some of the apprehensions. So what helped you get over that hump? And here, 24 years later, not only you're a master at it, but you're training other people to do it. So please share with our listening audience what that transition was like.
I mean, as being a FOI, I mean, we meet and overcome all obstacles.
Come on now, teach that teaching, brother.
You want me to change? I want to change the background right now. Put a big old FOI, right, white and red letters.
That's right. So I mean, it was a lot of obstacles. I mean, you being the only black in my class, or when the company that I started with, it was a predominantly white company. So I mean, I had to deal with racism like constantly. But what the main thing that stuck in my mind was I had to get this knowledge and bring it back to my nation. See, because I knew that we didn't have like licensed plumbers in the ranks. And I know that's something that we need to build a nation. You know what I'm saying? Plumbing is a necessity.
It's what? Yes.
Sir. That is a necessity, Brother Jahi. The first thing that came to my mind is toiletry.
That's right.
God.
That's right.
It's something that we take for granted. We literally take it for granted, Brother Marcus.
Until that water don't work no more. Like, what the heck? Yes, sir.
Yes,
I was going to say that in your introduction, Brother Marcus, that's definitely a skill too. And that industry is a necessary, and we don't, because it's behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? We don't see it. But when I turn that faucet and it don't work, like, oh my God, it goes into a whole nother mindset. So yes, you're right. It's a necessity. So you tapped into something.
Yes, sir.
So you go ahead, you continue. You're talking about training others, and this is something that you want to teach
right.
others.
So right, exactly. So recently, I got with a program called Genesis Construction and Training Center.
Yes, sir.
What they do is offer the trade to, the inner city, you know what I'm saying, in the neighborhoods where, that's not that most desirable. But we was in Allgale Gardens, and I was over there teaching plumbing as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, when you can impart knowledge on somebody where they can help themselves and become a better person.
Learn a skill that they can take anywhere. That's the part that I admire and love the most too. Those types of skills you can go anywhere with. And as I said, I want to play this part up. Those how you say it again?
Organized
labor skills pay very well too. And I know a lot, and I don't want to use this as a session to bang on other entities, but I'm in and out of schools a lot, talking to students, and especially us. You ask our young brothers what we want to do, what they want to do when they grow up. What are the two things everybody say? Athlete or entertainer? Everybody think they're the best football player since Walter Payton. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Walter Payton. That was my homeboy out of Jackson, Mississippi. Since Walter Payton, or they're the best rapper since whoever your favorite rapper is, And I mean, I don't want to crush anybody's dreams, because they very well could do that. But the probability of having a more secure, long-lasting career is through one of those trades, as my assessment Do you see that as being
Oh, without a
valid?
doubt. Because when the economic downfall hit with the foreclosures back in 2008,
Yes, sir.
it was a lot of people getting laid off and fired. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't miss a meal.
Come on now.
See, because at the end of the day, you still got to maintain your plumbing system in your house.
That's right.
So
That's right.
the hot water tank, if it go out, it don't have no fixed time when it's gonna go out. It's just gonna go out. If you got the money or not. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta get it. So times the trade is really
Yes.
recession proof.
Yes. Okay. Good point. Excellent point. Now, we encourage entrepreneurship on this program, and we like to promote and highlight Black-owned businesses. So you took the leap of faith 11 years ago and
Yes.
started ABM Plumbing Incorporated. Please share with us and the listening audience what that transition was like, the mental thoughts that you wrestled with. I'm sure you just didn't wake up one morning and tell your wife and family, hey, I'm not going into the job today. I'm gonna start my own thing. I don't think it was like that. Maybe so. Walk us through what the challenges of starting it and then maintaining it over these years.
Well, what I actually did, I stole away.
Okay, I love it. Love it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
What I did was, once I got my contractor license, I had a plumber working for me while I was still
Come
doing
on.
40
Come
hours.
on. Exodus program in full effect. Okay.
Still doing my 40 hours a week with the plumber contractor that I was working for. So
Okay.
I was still getting jobs gradually with the one plumber that I had, but then eventually, once it got too much, I just went on ahead and quit.
I
But
love it.
you got to do it strategically and properly. You don't want to just up and dump, when you ain't got enough jobs coming in to sustain your family.
Yes, sir.
Might be looking at you crazy.
Look, I gotta say this, brother Marcus. You are the epitome of a master the science of business uh, audience. That's why we started this program. The Master Science of Business we started 4.5 years ago. This show, Mind and Money Matters Live, we started 3.5 years ago. And the reason we started this is just what you're talking about, to help, because we call sidepreneurs. That's the
Hmm.
term that we use. Maintaining that 9 to 5 that is, and euphemistically speaking, that job that is taking care of your family. But if our motto is, you're gonna give that job 8 hours, you've got to give yourself at least 4 hours a day. So to begin to set up your program so that when you do leave, you're already in place. As you said. Now I'm an example. I did the opposite. I just woke up one morning, cussed out the white sales manager, and, and left.
That's right. That's right.
He said something I didn't like. So this was my pre-Islam days. This is pre-Nation of Islam time
Right.
period.
That
But
was before that was before you were dignified.
right. Yeah, the type of words that I used at that time, I probably wouldn't use them. Probably, it depends on the situation. Probably would use them now. But that it's such a smart move to build while you still have the foundation. That's the thing. While you have a
Right.
solid foundation. So when you are like from what I hear you saying, your business, your job interfered with your business. So it was time to go. And
Exactly.
that's what I've been teaching. When your job, build that thing up on the side till going to work hampers you from making real money. So now it's time to go. So that was beautiful, beautiful to hear. So you made that total 180, came out of working for a contractor, going into your contracting full time. Now with your business, are you doing mostly commercial, or you do mostly residential, or what's your
Probably
mix like?
my mix right now is probably about 75% residential,
Okay,
25% commercial.
okay, cool. And so, give us an insight into the plumbing industry. Now, like you mentioned, the water heater going out, and God knows I've had that happen a couple of times where
Right.
And it always happened at a most inopportune moment. If you don't have the $1,700 to $2,500 to get a new one and get somebody to come out and put it in and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So with the homeowners that you're working with, are you working directly with the homeowners, or are you working through insurance companies or
It,
projects, that
it's
sort of thing? Like, where is the money? Where is the quickest route to the money in the plumbing industry?
the quickest route to the money in the plumbing industry is service. I mean, like now I do rehabs and new construction as well.
Okay, okay.
But the quickest money is service
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, it's always something wrong. You know, a sewer collapse. You know, you didn't seen a couple of pictures I've been posted on
Yes,
Facebook.
sir. Yes,
We
sir.
digging up the sewer line. I mean, the last one we was doing, it was probably about 7, 8 feet deep. You know, I mean, that's the quickest money. Like, but when you're doing like new construction, you probably got a 30-day payout, you know, which probably gonna take a longer time. When you're doing rehabs, it may be it depends on who the customer is. If it's a private customer, you probably get paid a little quicker. If it's public, you know, you probably got to wait another 30, 60 days for payouts. So
Yes, sir.
quickest route to the money is service because I mean, as soon as you get done, they're gonna pay you.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, two things that you brought up when we spoke during the pre-show. Y'all got to join our pre-show. We're gonna have to open that up now because of dynamic information be coming out in the pre-show meetings. But you
Right.
mentioned for those who are in business, and we definitely can feel you on this. What I'm about to say, as Brother Marcus was talking about working for public entities like municipalities, a city government, county government, state government, federal government. It can be very lucrative. However, you and I, as contractors to the government, we must have the financial resources to carry us for
Exactly.
60 to 90 to 120 days until
Exactly.
that check comes on. The financial resources is buying the materials, the supplies, paying the labor that's working with you to do that particular project. Because they're not gonna wait 90 days to get paid.
No,
I
no,
can't
they're
tell
not.
my workers when I
No,
get
they're not.
paid, then you get no. They not gonna do that. So
No.
we have to have that capital. So that is something that a small business, and I attend a lot of these business oriented workshops, and there's plenty of business out there. But these are two things that we find are challenges for us. And when I say
Mhm.
us, I'm talking small black businesses in particular. And we, with our business consulting entity, Master Science of Business, we find
Right.
this to be a great challenge. And that is to position ourselves for that, you must have your paperwork in order. You
That's
must
right.
have your paperwork in order.
That's right.
And what was the second? The second step, paperwork in order, and
Finance.
the finances. Yes, 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 to carry you through. So, um, if you don't mind sharing some of the one challenge or two that sticks out with you that ABM Plumbing ran into, but by your FOI training, meet and overcome all obstacles in our path, that you were able to make that happen, and now you look back on it and say, "Oh wow, we made that happen."
Well, what's it did it all depends on the like I done did some public work where they will allow you to get mobilization money. You just got to use the proper language. You know what I'm saying? You can't be
Okay.
like, hey, give me a deposit. They don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? How they work is I
Good
need a
point. Knowing the
mobilization.
language. Good point.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
You need a
Okay.
mobilization. But that's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm bringing all my tools and stuff and ladders on the job site, all right, okay, now I need a mobilization fee so we can go ahead and get started. And they
Beautiful.
understand that because they do
Beautiful.
it too. Because a lot of times, you know, they ain't got no, I'm talking about Caucasian contractors, they ain't got
Mhm.
no large amount of money sitting up to do work, you know.
Right.
So that's the way the game go.
Okay, okay. And I'm glad you mentioned that part too, because one of the things that I've seen for years is going to these meetings and bidding on these contracts. It's 99.79% of the time, the prime is a white contractor,
Exactly.
and we come in as subs. And I mean, there's money to be made as a sub. The For instance, let me give you this scenario, brother Marcus. I went to a meeting a couple of months ago. Brother Leroy and I went to a meeting in DeKalb County a couple of months ago, and it was about becoming a what they call a local small business enterprise in DeKalb County. They brought in this brother who spoke very briefly. He owns a piping company, and
Mm,
he's been doing business with DeKalb County for 14 years. He has 70 some employees. He's got it all, his own equipment and things like that. But he's subbing through a major contractor. So someone asked him, "Don't you want to be a prime?" He said, "Yes." He said, "I have all the tools. I have the finances to be a prime." But what he was missing, and for a prime in the DeKalb County government, every prime has to sub out at least 20% of the work to a subcontractor,
right.
generally a black owned, female owned business. And he said a problem that he would have going to a prime is that there's nobody, he doesn't have anyone he can sub out to, because he's a sub. He got that whole market covered.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, based upon your experience, what are some things that we can begin to do to position ourselves for the next big project? And this is what I'm thinking of specifically. Let me not beat around the bush. You mentioned training other plumbers, so we can form a coalition of other
Exactly.
tradespeople, and we come under one umbrella to go after that big job.
That's
Is
that's
that feasible?
absolutely that's absolutely correct. I mean, because if you have one contractor who doesn't have the financing, but they have the experience and they got the man power to do it, you would have you can link up with other contractors and do a joint venture, you
Yes,
know,
yes, yes, yes,
so that you can move forward. Then everybody can make money. You know
yes,
what I
sir.
mean? Because we complement each other. You know, you probably got the financing, but hey, I got the men and I got the knowledge. So let's go ahead and make this work.
Yes,
So
sir.
definitely joint ventures will be a avenue that can be taken.
Fantastic. So, how do those that are watching this program get in contact with Brother Marcus at ABM Plumbing Incorporated?
Oh, well, you can give me a call uh, at 312-838-2555, or you can email me at abmplumbing@gmail.com.
Okay, ABM Plumbing at gmail.com. Fantastic. I know Sister Sandy and Sister Shireen have questions for you as well.
Okay, no problem.
We are just so busy, Brother Marcus, this promoting because we had to suddenly move from Facebook. So we have thousands of listeners that come on Facebook. So
Right.
to inform them that we are now on YouTube. So that's what both of us are doing. But what you have shared is absolutely wonderful, and I'm grateful to have you on the show. I've been working in the field of education for over 20 years and been inspiring our young people. I work in the field of counseling and inspiring our young people to go in the field of trade, of learning a trade. You doing something. Most of our children love to do something with their hands. They absolutely love it, and they want to be business owners. But a lot of parents shy away from the technical um, learning. It's
Right.
like there's this stigma or this association with technical schools and hard to learn or slow to learn, or which is not true. I mean, you have to have math ability to do
Oh, without a
HVAC,
doubt.
to do
Yep.
plumbing, to do the things that you're doing. That's not like you can't just put anyone there. So
Exactly.
it is a viable option. It is certainly, it's a way for you to do something for yourself. And like all of us have plumbing in our homes, each
Right.
and every last. It's the same thing with automobiles. Each of us,
Exactly.
most of us are driving cars, and we need to
Exactly.
get them repaired. we need those who understand how to deal with that. So I'm hopeful and prayerful that we are encouraged to allow our children to go into the technical field. In most states, it's absolutely free. In the state of Georgia, it's 90% paid for. So if it's
Really?
$2,000 year, if it's $2,000 or $2,500 a year, you only have to pay $200 to $250. I mean, it's like a steal. And most of us are not in it. As the brother said, he was the only Black person in the course. That's ridiculous, right? So encourage our young people to go into the technical fields. Just look up there. I mean, in your city or your state, there are technical colleges that are city and state owned. Those to me are the best routes. As someone who's been in the field of guidance and counseling, professional school counseling for over 20 years, that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck, is at the state institutions that are offering these certification diploma programs in nursing and computer science and paralegals. You just name, I mean, just go to and pull up any college and look up their programs. There's at least 50 programs on there that you can encourage your young people to go towards, and then they can start their own businesses after they learn how to run a business.
Exactly. And you know what? I want to just say one thing, because I want to remove the concept that plumbers just deal with waste and water. I mean, it's plumbers right now that.
But that is the first thing I think about is the commode.
I know.
Which is absolutely essential. But that's
right. But you
talk about the other areas that we.
Right. You got plumbing inspectors.
Yes, sir.
Who have to come out and inspect the plumbing that I install. They don't touch no tools. They don't even get dirty. They come out there and look at it and make sure. And guess what? They making the same amount of money. And ain't touching no tools.
They have to know how to make a decision off of site.
No, they gotta just know the code, the plumbing code.
Oh, got you.
So they come out and verify the work based off of the plumbing code. Okay. So they're like, all right, okay, everything's fine. You could backfill or you could close up the walls. You pass your rough inspection. And those plumbers,
so they have to know the plumbing language.
Right, exactly. And they do not get dirty. And then you got the estimator plumbers who bid on jobs. You know, we'll get a set of blueprints and then they'll go through the blueprints and estimate everything. They don't get dirty. They don't touch no pipes and nothing.
And then you have those that deal with new construction. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's an estimator. You know, he's dealing with the new construction. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's a lot of ways that you can make money in the plumbing industry without getting dirty at all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, Brother Marcus, real quick, too, will you give us information about the Genesis trade school that you teach at? He's Professor Marcus Muhammad.
Yes, sir. It's Genesis Construction Training Center, and actually, Brother David out of New York started it. He has the school going on right now in New York, and they got it going on now in Chicago, but they're just teaching the HVAC aspect right now.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah, so
wonderful. Okay. How many students? And where do y'all pull students from?
Well, we're pulling students from the community over there in Argyle Gardens. Okay. I don't know if y'all are familiar with. That's a CHA housing development in Chicago. So you know, it was nice. It was real nice.
Okay, fantastic. Sister Sandy.
Yeah, so Brother Marcus, where are you physically located?
In Chicago.
Oh man, I was about to say, I got some people that I wanted to send your way for training. They would pay you.
Wow.
The workforce in here in Georgia, it's called Workforce Georgia under the Department of Labor, where you actually train the young adults from 18 to 24, and they will pay you to train them. Are you familiar with that?
Well, not that particular program, but I'm familiar. We had some up here in Chicago where they was
Yeah,
paying.
every state has them.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, if you're not utilizing them, in case if you didn't know anything about it, they will actually pay you to train them.
Wow.
Oh yes, sir. So make sure you look in. Phenomenal program. Well, I'm so happy that you clarified with reference to, plumbing. And I'm sitting here thinking as I'm listening to you, you're saying about no matter what happens in the economy, people are going to find the money that they need to make sure that their plumbing system or even developments is in order. You just don't think about that, Brother Marcus. You don't think about that trade. That is so, it's like agriculture. Those
Right.
are two things that will never go out. It's impossible for unless we start eating out of cans, but even still you got to grow the foods. I don't even know how you can get around agriculture. But thank you so much. It's been truly an honor to hear you share about your business, and may Allah continue to bless you and your family and your business and all. Oh, I did have one last question. And I know we have another guest that we're going to bring in. What advertisement do you do for your business? How do you advertise? And what percentage?
Sister Sandy.
And what percentage of your income goes toward advertising?
I'm gonna tell you right now. When I first opened up my business, I tried to go into the yellow pages. Well, I did go into it, and I didn't see my return on it. So what Allah has blessed me with is referrals. And right now, I'm scared to advertise because I could barely handle my referrals.
Wow.
That just means that, well, let's eradicate that fear right now, right, Sister Sandy? We gonna definitely just part that fear, and we're just gonna add more to your physical body resources, right? So now you go from having 3 to 4 employees to 10 to 20 employees. You see what I'm saying? It just grows, right? And then you become more an administrator, manager, and they do the work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, we want more business.
Yeah, I know, but I want to grow gradually.
Got you.
You know,
just
want to
want to be strategic.
See, because a lot of times once you get a influx of calls and then you turning people away, I'm gonna give you a prime example. That cold freeze that we just had this winter.
minus 55 degrees.
Right, exactly. I mean,
right. So I know that was pipes bursting.
Oh, it was ridiculous. I think I turned down at least 3 times the work that I was able to do.
Wow.
So
the demand was there.
Yes, that's what I hear, that there's a great demand. So the funnel that you talked about earlier, we got to up the ante on the funnel, meaning that we got to spread this word, especially to younger people, about the opportunities in this industry. And I think one of the attracting forces will be to let them know the amount of money that can be made, the living, the nice living that one can make having these types of skills. I think that's part that is because with the entertainment and the sports, we see their information for the most sometimes public, so we can see how much we think they're making, right? Which is very enticing. However, my point is that to get into it, to get to that level, it's the probability is very, very small, and to sustain it is even smaller. Whereby with these skills, then that's long term, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, even if you're not actually doing the physical work, but owning the company that is doing the work. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, Northern Illinois, that there's work. So, but you got to get the skills. You got to learn.
And I don't know if this was already mentioned, but there is a definite shortage. Those skilled hands in plumbing and HVAC. There's a shortage because a lot of the baby boomers are retiring or have already retired. And this is why there's opportunities for paid apprenticeships. There's opportunities of paid apprenticeships in most states. The majority of the major cities have a paid apprenticeship where you will make money to learn how to get the trade. So you can get started right now. The main thing that you have to have is discipline, young people. Discipline. You do have to show up on time. Many of them start the clock at 6 a.m. So you would have to get there and be on time, 6 a.m., but then your day ends earlier. So you start early and it ends earlier, and you already are getting paid prior to having the license and bonding and certification and all of those things. You working towards that. And it is a definite shortage as everyone flushes a toilet. And I know we keep saying toilet, but we also brush our teeth, take showers, bath,
wash dishes, wash clothes.
We wash clothes. The piping is absolutely essential. So I hope that you are inspired. I want to definitely, Brother Jahi, get to our next guest. Is she on the line? Brother Jahi?
Yeah, I didn't see it. So I don't know. Do you have something else?
No, I'm saying, do you have our next guest? Is she on the line?
No, I don't see her. Do you see the number that came up yesterday?
I don't remember what it was. We did have 2 in there, and now it's just 1, and I'm not sure. So
yes,
so she had not come in. Well, we know that she's due any day now.
Yes, our other guest, Brother Marcus, you know Sister Cassiopeia with the Black Mall.
Yeah, Black Mall.
Blackmall.com. So business scientist, we will reschedule her. But she is 9 months pregnant, and she says she was due any minute now.
And we did our pre-show with her yesterday.
We did our pre-show with her yesterday.
Like she needed the midwife right by her side.
Right. So we definitely understand that. But we will have, you can go to the latest issue of the Final Call newspaper, and on page 6 in the latest issue of the Final Call newspaper is a dynamic article on Black economics with a purpose. The Black Mall needs you. So you can go to page 6 in the Final Call, and we will reschedule our sister at another time if she's not, apparently she won't be able to make this show. But we have on future shows. And Brother Marcus, I want to mention something too as we close out. But you talked about the marketing that you did with your trucks.
Oh, yes, sir.
Trucks. And you mind sharing that story with the listening audience?
Well, after I got the trucks labeled and lettered, I want to say within a week, I got a call that probably paid for it at least 4 times over.
Wow.
From off the truck, and I'm getting a call every day once I'm driving. They I just seen your truck pass, and can you come out and do XYZ? So, I mean, you gotta show that you in business some type of way, because you don't know who just riding up the street. I get people that just flag me over, and I'm like, get the number off the truck, just give me a call.
Yes, sir.
It's definitely a good advertising model.
Fantastic. And I shared that with Brother Leroy today, because he has his trucks, and then he just bought a enclosed trailer. So I was telling him your story about getting the letter. He's working on that. He has a brother here who's doing the lettering for him, and that works to let people know what your business is, what you do, and we're always riding around looking. So you just never know. So that helps. So please give us one more time how they can get in contact with you. Someone else may see this podcast and want you to come on to their show, or even call you up for business consultation. And I saw the exchange between you and Brother Ibani. Brother Ibani is out of Detroit, and he has a plumbing service as well, right?
Right, exactly. But he also has a street cleaning company.
Okay,
So he runs those big trucks. for the what's name. So, but you can reach me at abmplumbing@gmail.com or 312-838-2555.
All right, one more time.
abmplumbing@gmail.com or 312-838-2555.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, sir. Any closing remarks you would like to make?
No, everything is good. You know, I was really excited being on your show.
We were excited. Thank you for sharing what you shared and taking the time out. See, one of the things that advantages we talked about being in business for yourself is independence and lifestyle. So I was teasing you yesterday about you're gonna be able to get off your whatever job you're working on, get off and be on the show. You basically like, I'm the boss. Yeah, I can allot the time. I can make
Right,
time. So you can do it, especially when from what we see, you're doing it the right way. So we commend you for that. We
right,
wish you much success in your future endeavors. And as Sister Shireen and Sister Sandy, see, they're the ones they're the energy movers. So they listen to words and smart follow actions and be quick to give us a perspective to look at. So instead of it being a bit fearful or challenged, I know now that I got to tap into a pipeline in order to get those additional qualified employees so that I
right.
won't have to turn down as much business as I did for
That's
future
right.
references. So, brothers and sisters, if you are listening, you may want to find the nearest trade school in your area and sign up. Knowledge, that kind of knowledge, and the amount of money that you can make doing it, and what you learn, as Brother Marcus shared with us. I didn't even know about those inspectors and the estimators and things like. You just need to have a knowledge of it, and you can get into those positions. So
That's right.
that was new to me. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for
Yes,
sharing
sir.
that. All right.
All righty, family.
So as we close out, I want to just share with us, and those of us who are in Atlanta, we have POC Connects. POC Connects will help to connect you to your
Yes,
very
Sister Sheree. Yes, ma'am.
help to connect you to various industries within that technical arena, and you can start getting paid immediately. So contact POCconnects.com. That's POCconnects.com. And they have electrician, plumbing, HVAC, those of you who are into the computers, all the various computer opportunities, as well as what else? What am I missing? The legal, paralegal, all of those things. All the services that you'll find at a technical school, you can find a connection there at POC Connects. And we had them on our show. That's Sister Delas and
Yes,
Brother Rasul.
yes, ma'am. They even have lawn care, beautician. I mean, there's a wide variety of areas that you can be trained in.
Excellent, excellent. So there you go, POC Connect. That's our commercial for today. And of course, I always forget to plug Little Sweet Khadijah and the Agra Children. So just go to agrachild.com. That's agrachild.com and get Little Sweet Khadijah and I Am to See the Greatness and Why I Wear My Headpiece and all the wonderful things and their paraphernalia. It's all about focusing on the children. If you focus on the children, they will be happy. Thank you very much. May Allah continue to bless you.
All right. Welcome to our new home, YouTube. Mind the Money Matters Live Show channel.
Oh, don't forget to like and share. Like and share. Like and subscribe. Like,
yes, Brother Marcus saying something. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say one thing that I'm like really elated that I was on the first.
That's right.
Live. I was on the first live. Right?
You made history, brother. Absolutely.
Go down.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Inshallah, I will be in Chicago this summer. I haven't scheduled the date yet, but sometime in June I'll be in Chicago. I'll do a book signing at
Akira's.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And inshallah, perhaps at the mosque as well. I have to make those proper connections, but inshallah, I will be there with my line of I Am the Seed of Greatness, Little Speak Khadijah, and Little Elijah and the crew.
All righty. I can't wait.
Yes, sir.
All right, may Allah bless you.
Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem.
Subscribe.